Hello everyone, welcome to Current Affair MCQs program. Let's begin with previous day's practice question. Question was, recently MV Chemo Pluto and MV Sai Baba were seen in the news. They are satellites launched by ISRO for Sri Lanka, indigenously developed rice variety by India, oil tankers attacked by drones, or aircrafts Russia gifted to India. The correct answer is option C, oil tankers attacked by drones. MV Chem Pluto, the Liberian flag chemical oil tanker, was carrying 21 Indian and 1 Vietnamese crew, which was allegedly attacked by a suspected drone. A Gabon-flagged crude oil tanker MV Sai Baba with Indian crew heading to India reported that it was hit by a one-way attack drone, though no injuries were reported in the southern Red Sea, according to the US Central Command. Therefore, option C is the correct answer. Now let's begin today's session. First question is, consider the following statements with respect to abundance of wolves in India. 1. India boasts 2 wolf subspecies, the grey wolf in the peninsular region and the Himalayan or Tibetan wolf in the north. 2. The IUCN designates the grey wolf as vulnerable, whereas the Himalayan wolf is classified as least concern. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option A, 1 only. India boasts 2 wolf subspecies, the grey wolf in the peninsular region and the Himalayan or Tibetan wolf in the north. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The range of grey wolf stretches across several states, including Gujarat, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, among others. The Himalayan wolf is primarily found in the Ladakh region and the Lahaul and Spiti region of northeastern Himachal Pradesh, among others. The IUCN designates the grey wolf as least concern, whereas the Himalayan wolf is classified as vulnerable. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. Next question is, consider the following statements regarding state of the judiciary report. 1. The report published by the Center for Research and Planning of the Supreme Court of India brought attention to disparities in gender-specific cases allocation to benches. 2. The report sheds light on the inadequate provision of separate benches for women-related cases and the lack of transparency in absence of gender-neutral approach. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option D, neither 1 nor 2. That is, both the statements are incorrect. A recent report published by the Center for Research and Planning of the Supreme Court of India titled State of the Judiciary has brought attention to disparities in gender-specific facilities within district court complexes across the country. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. The report sheds light on the inadequate provision of separate toilets for women, the lack of sanitary napkin vending machines, and the absence of toilets for transgender persons. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Therefore, option D is the correct answer. Next question is, consider the following statements. 1. Statement 1. The Reserve Bank of India, that is RBI, has recently revised guidelines regarding inoperative accounts and unclaimed deposits, aiming to streamline the classification and activation processes. 2. Statement 2. The revised instructions apply to all commercial banks and not to cooperative banks. Which one of the following is correct in respect of the above statements? Both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct, and statement 2 is the correct explanation of statement 1. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct, and statement 2 is not the correct explanation of statement 1. Statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. Or statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct. The correct answer is option C. Statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. The Reserve Bank of India has recently revised guidelines regarding inoperative accounts and unclaimed deposits, aiming to streamline the classification and activation processes. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The revised instructions apply to all commercial banks and all cooperative banks and will come into effect from 1st April 2024. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Therefore, option C is the correct answer. Next question is regarding sickle cell disease. Consider the following statements. 1. It is a group of inherited white blood cell disorders. 2. In SCD, the hemoglobin is abnormal, which causes the WBCs to become hard and sticky and look like a C-shaped farm tool called a sickle. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? One only, two only, both one and two, or neither one nor two? The correct answer is option D, neither one nor two. SCD is a group of inherited red blood cell disorders. RBCs contain hemoglobin, a protein that carries oxygen, and healthy RBCs are round. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. In SCD, the hemoglobin is abnormal, which causes the RBCs to become hard and sticky and look like a C-shaped farm tool called a sickle. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. More than 1 crore people have been screened for SCD under the National Sickle Cell Anemia Elimination Mission. The National Sickle Cell Anemia Elimination Mission, launched in 2023, aims to eliminate sickle cell anemia from India by 2047. Therefore, option D is the correct answer. Next question is, consider the following statements. 1. India is the second largest producer of steel in the world after China. 2. In India, West Bengal leads among all steel producing states, followed by Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? One only, two only, both one and two, or neither one nor two? The correct answer is option A, one only. Steel is one of the widely used materials all over the world. The iron and steel industry is the bottom line producer industry. The steel industry plays a pivotal role in crucial sectors such as construction, infrastructure, automobile engineering, and defense. Over time, there has been remarkable expansion in the steel sector, and India has become a significant global player in steel manufacturing, ranking as the world's second largest producer after China. Hence, statement 1 is correct. India's major steel producing states include Odisha, which leads among all steel producing states, followed by Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh. Karnataka, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and West Bengal also play crucial roles. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. Next question is, which of the following case recognized the right to internet access as a fundamental right and laid down the principles of reasonableness and proportionality for any internet restriction? Anuradha Bhasin versus Union of India, Navtej Singh Johar versus Union of India, D.K. Basu versus West Bengal, or Keshwanand Bharti versus State of Kerala? The correct answer is option A, Anuradha Bhasin versus Union of India. The Supreme Court in the Anuradha Bhasin versus Union of India case recognized the right to internet access as a fundamental right and laid down the principles of reasonableness and proportionality for any internet restriction. The judgment declared that the freedom of speech and expression and the freedom to practice any profession or carry on any trade, business, or occupation over the medium of internet enjoys constitutional protection under Article 19(1)(a) and Article 19(1)(g) respectively. It also ruled that such freedom is not absolute. The restrictions imposed on it should be in consonance with the mandate under Article 19(2) and Article 19(6) of the Constitution. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next question is regarding the Mediterranean Sea. Consider the following statements. 1. It lies between the continents of Eurasia and Africa, enclosed almost completely by land. 2. To the west, it is connected to the Atlantic Ocean through the Strait of Gibraltar. 3. The Nile River Africa drains into the Mediterranean Sea. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 and 2 only, 2 only, 3 only, or 1, 2, and 3? The correct answer is option D, 1, 2, and 3. A sea of the Atlantic Ocean, it lies between the continents of Eurasia and Africa, enclosed almost completely by land. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Bordering countries, 21 countries are Albania, Algeria, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Cyprus, Egypt, France, Greece, Israel, Italy, Lebanon, Libya, Malta, Monaco, Montenegro, Morocco, Slovenia, Spain, Syria, Tunisia, and Turkey. To the west, it is connected to the Atlantic Ocean through the Strait of Gibraltar, to the east with the Black Sea through the Dardanelles Straits, and to the south with the Red Sea through Suez Canal. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The Nile River Africa drains into the Mediterranean Sea. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Therefore, option D is the correct answer. Next question is regarding Qatar. Consider the following statements. 1. It shares a land border only with Saudi Arabia. 2. Zair al-Bahr, Roar of the Sea, is a bilateral maritime exercise between India and Qatar. 3. Indian Cultural Center is an apex body of associations of the Indian community functioning under the aegis of the Embassy of India, Doha, and private sponsors. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none? The correct answer is option C, all three. Qatar is a small peninsula country located in the Middle East. It is bordered by Saudi Arabia to the south and the Persian Gulf to the north, east, and west. Qatar does not share a land boundary with any other countries. Hence, statement 1 is correct. India's defense cooperation with Qatar has so far been limited to training, participation in each other's conferences or events, and visits by ships of the Indian Navy and Coast Guard. Zair al-Bahr, Roar of the Sea, is the naval exercise between Indian and the Qatar Navy. Hence, statement 2 is correct. There is a regular flow of Indian artists performing in Qatar at events organized by community organizations affiliated with the Indian Cultural Center. ICC is an apex body of associations of the Indian community functioning under the aegis of the Embassy of India, Doha, and private sponsors. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Therefore, option C is the correct answer. Next question is, consider the following statements. 1. The President of India cannot exercise his power of pardon independent of the comment. 2. Under Article 72, the Governor in India too has pardoning powers. 3. The scope of the pardoning power of the President is wider than the pardoning power of the Governor. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none? The correct answer is option B, only two. Unlike the US President, whose powers to grant pardons are almost unrestrained, the President of India has to act on the advice of the Cabinet. Under Article 72 of the Constitution, the President shall have the power to grant pardons, reprieves, respites, and or remissions of punishment, or to suspend, remit, or commute the sentence of any person convicted of any offence where the sentence is a sentence of death. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Under Article 161, the Governor in India too has pardoning powers. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. The scope of the pardoning power of the President under Article 72 is wider than the pardoning power of the Governor under Article 161. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Last question is regarding the Prime Minister's National Relief Fund. Consider the following statements. 1. It was established in 1948 with public contributions to assist displaced persons from Pakistan. 2. Now the resources of the PMNRF are utilized primarily to render immediate relief to families of those killed in natural calamities like floods, cyclones, etc. 3. The fund, apart from public contribution, also gets annual budgetary support. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none? The correct answer is option B, only two. In pursuance of an appeal by the then Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru in January 1948, the Prime Minister's National Relief Fund was established with public contributions to assist displaced persons from Pakistan. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The resources of the PMNRF are now utilized primarily to render immediate relief to families of those killed in natural calamities like floods, cyclones, earthquakes, etc., and to the victims of the major accidents and riots. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Assistance from PMNRF is also rendered to partially defray the expenses for medical treatment like heart surgeries, kidney transplantation, cancer treatment, acid attack, etc. The fund consists entirely of public contributions and does not get any budgetary support. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Now it's time for the practice question. Regarding the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, consider the following statements. 1. It is a free trade agreement between 11 countries in the Asia-Pacific region. 2. All 11 countries of CPTPP are also members of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation. 3. India did not join CPTPP as it seeks to place greater labor and environmental standards on its other partners. How many of the statements given above are not correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none? So, found this helpful? Subscribe, like, and share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching.